get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky.
Today I'm going to talk about the freebie I told you in a previous video about the terrain generator, infinite procedural terrain generator, and I want to do it as fast as possible because I don't know when I'm going to have another another time to record this properly without people around the workspace. So let's say you downloaded the blend file, and you, as always, I recommend to, instead of opening the original file, is to go to append. You want to append, for example, the article scene you are watching up here. So you go to a scene, and let's say you have here the article scene. You double click, and then you will find something like this. Keep in mind, all these things, I didn't clean up the file, so this is going to disappear. These are only things I was testing. You will see this, the camera one and this collection. The rest will be out. You will see this, and everything is parented. The master parent, the father of everything, is this camera. Is this camera. Everything is parent to this camera. If you move the camera, you see the whole thing is working. As you can see, if you open the parent object, you see the camera. This empty, moves the whole scenario, but without the camera that is still here. Let me hide the other cameras, and okay, back to the point. This is the empty that moves the whole terrain, all the objects, and at the same time it has another cube that the volume cage where you have the volumetric that hides the generator of the terrain in up. This is not the camera it's supposed to be, or yes. It's intended, this fog, to hide the generation of the terrain, the horizon. So this way, when you are recording with the camera, you don't see the terrain generating at the end. It's like like the old games on PlayStation 1. Let's back to the boring view. You have three levels: high detail, medium detail, and the low detail. Each one corresponds to the distance from the camera. The high detail obviously will go the closer to the camera and will retain the more sharp details. I think you get the idea. This is like having a LOD. It's common in game engines nowadays, that calculates the terrain depending on the distance from the player. So it's you always have tall grass, beautiful rocks around you, and then if you can zoom out, like let's say playing anybody playing Call of Duty Warzone, for example, if you zoom out with zoom in with a sniper, you will see the buildings far away are like blocky Minecraft thing. So this is basically the same method, but more handcrafted. Okay, so this you can see it's working as it's intended. If you move with the camera, well, you can imagine you are shooting let's say a dogfight with two spacefarer, and if you move the camera and you are, let's go to the camera, let's go up a bit and position a bit this, okay, like this, and let's make use of the coordinates, and you see it generates the terrain on the fly with the different details depending on the distance. One of the lags is, you see here, it's generating the law. If you turn on the render view, you barely see it right now, but sometimes it's shake, the terrain shake. You can fix this simply by going here to the corresponding terrain section. This in this occasion is the low, the far away, and you have here the modifiers, and you see the high detail has 6 subdivisions. The medium has 5, and the lower, the far away, has 4. Okay, you can, depending on your machine, you can increase the value. Let's go crazy one. Well, not so much. Let's make a bit even. And if we do it again, we are moving, or no, we are moving the terrain. Let's check again the camera, and you see it's working better and smoother. On some occasion, you have to be clever with the camera angles and find the perfect spot. I mean, this tool, this lens file is not perfect, but it will do if you play clever with it. Okay, so let's say you prefer another kind of terrain. That's the good thing about procedural. By the way, you have animated water already. You have the water to the infinity. It's endless, so you don't have to worry about animating the water plane. You can always. I will short the shader because right now I didn't. Well, it's not. This is not the water plane. Wait, this one is the water plane. Well, this one doesn't need to be sorted. It's quite clear. You can always tweak it as you like. You can more slope or smoother water, increase the normal, but this gives like metal loop instead of water. Always stay low. Yes, okay. Let's say you want to modify the terrain to another kind. That's the awesome thing about procedural and infinite. The three levels terrain share the same texture. I have to put a name on it, but the three share the same texture here. Texture 1, texture 1. So you are here, you go to this button here. Let me make it bigger. This means that it will take you to this texture option. You go and you see this is the texture. You go top view. It's basically this. So let's say you want another kind of, maybe a canyon. I think was multifractal. Well, you see the change, and as you can see, just by tweaking and sliding, you can get different results. I want to find the way I did a canyon very quickly. Multifractal, no. Recap, I think it's no. Hybrid, no. FBM, no. I don't know how I did it in a previous session, but I get a really cool canyon. Maybe like this. Remember Independence Day, the first movie, where the chasing between with Will Smith with the spaceships, the alien spaceships, through a canyon? That was really awesome. But now you can record your own Independence Day fighter chase, and also you can tweak here. Now it's not responding well. Okay, and here you can tweak a bit more the height and the slopes. And there you go. You got another terrain, a different terrain. You can go, select the water plane, and if you are interested on having water on the canyon, okay, just set axis a bit up, and you got another terrain. Want another? Why not try different? I don't know how to call this, noise basis. Thank you, vendors. what this is very boring indeed. Let's tweak it a bit. Okay, doing something there. Sometimes just trying the offset, maybe. Yes, the offset is the hard one. And we have a coast, maybe a glacier coast. Oh, by the way, the background is one of the HDR, the free HDR that comes in a pack. It won't come with the blend file. You can download if you search on my channel. You will see where to download it, but it won't come with the blend file because this texture is like 46 megabytes or something like that, and the file would be quite big. So if I turn off this, what you will get is the basic sky. Not bad. You have the sky ready and set up. Again, you can tweak the detail to have more detail, the size to make it bigger, and it's that basically. Tweak the color ramp to see what happens. I don't know how many times I say how I love generative random things. It's like an addiction. Look, it's quite nice. It's not heterogeneous, but it's not that bad for Blender real-time thing. So this is the shader, one of the basic shader. We have another scene in the blend file that forget about the Capricornio version 2. I think I have to delete, and we have the Arctic, is the one we are watching right now, and we have the tropical. You see, it's like more jungle, like I said in the previous video. Both are practically the same. I made two scenes so people don't have to struggle doing with one terrain shader. So why not have two already done, and you can start doing your things without worrying about making different things. Here we have the shader. It's a basic terrain and it's very basic. You have here the mapping to make it to transform the coordinates. You have the texture, the offset. You can make it fully snow or totally dry without texture. No, not very interesting. And you can spread the roughness, the color ramp, glossiness of the snow, and here you can move the texture to get different results, like more like a canyon, horizontal lines. But you have to, you see, something like that. It's not the same as using the mapping node. It get some random things like this. You see now it's horizontal. Let's get back to this. One thing I forgot to mention in the tutorial I made about this terrain infinite generator procedural blah 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 is when I move the terrain, the texture doesn't move with the terrain. The texture, the procedural shader, is like sliding over the terrain. This is because this shader is using the coordinates of another object. If I is telling take out this, okay, if I take out this and move the terrain, you will see it's terribly bad how it's good for maybe sea landscape or something where the texture moves over the foam moves over the waves, but not the case. So let's go back and say to follow the MP3, or you can use the eyedropper and select it. Okay, and now you will see this is what it does. It moves the texture, not the terrain. It moves the texture and the terrain also. Okay, and the terrain. So I don't know why, but it's moving the terrain also. Yeah, of course, it has to move the terrain because it's in charge of moving the displacement. Now I am curious, why? I forgot how, something I forgot how I reached this point. Okay, you see here, okay. Here is the same empty I'm using for the procedural shader. To be locked in one place, I'm using to lock the displacement texture. Maybe you don't need to move the cage if you have the camera in position. You can move only this empty and you will get infinite, again, infinite procedural terrain generation. endless. So you can spend the whole day here saying, oh, nice, 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 nice. Yeah, really cool. So this is it. I think it's everything I have to tell. If you find something that goes out of what you're seeing, or you found any problem, don't hesitate on asking in the comments. I always answer in a matter of 1 or 2 days. And just it, you have a T-ring generator. The next week, I think I don't want to write down dates because maybe I can't promise that the next week I will have the spaceship shader. This spaceship shader. Let me open here. Don't save. All right. Here. I think will be or this one or the other one, or maybe both. I can ship both of them, but it's this shader. For it goes nice for spaceships. I have to do another video explaining this, but hopefully, thankfully, I have everything sorted. Oh, it looks nice, like a metro subway map, but you can achieve very good things just by sliding, slide here, slide there, and another here. And I will do another short video, I hope shorter than this one, explaining how I reach to this point, how I made it. But I think it's good to have this for you, so you can watch, you can experiment with it and go deep and say, oh, this is nice. I didn't think about it, or maybe yes, I'm not the wiser man in the world, but maybe you see things that gives you an idea of how it's made, in case I forgot something to tell during the tutorial. So this is the panel, strength, and the emission. You see the windows inside glowing, smaller and bigger, more or less. Okay, I think it's enough. I hope not to forget nothing, and I hope you enjoyed the infinite terrain procedural generator. And I hope to see what kind of stuff you do with it. I always curious and always glad to see comments from people telling me, hey, go to my channel because I use the terrain generator or the HDR environment maps or the shader, and it's always really nice. And because I forget in previous videos, but thank you very much. Seriously, I appreciate so much support that many people is showing on my Gumroad or at the station with the things I throw free. But even there's people that it's telling me, hey, it's even free, but I think it's very cool what you do, and I want to support you to keep these things going on. And it's really nice. I'm starting on this thing of becoming not a YouTuber. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just a guy that loves to making spaceship and other things. And I reached a point where I asked myself, hey, it's okay, it's cool to post animations and all the things, but never sharing how I did it, or hey, watch it, okay, watch it, and nothing else. And now I'm discovering how nice, how beautiful is the people around the community, the artist community, and now I'm hooked. That's why I'm throwing freebies and other things, because I like how people behave, how people react to it, and never thought about it. It was about to happen to me. Okay, I'm making this too long. Sorry, guys. But okay, you can now, with no delay, you can now download the file. Stay tuned for the next freebie. That will be the PC procedural that we are watching right now here. Whoop. And yeah, and I'm planning to do. This is non-stop. The next thing I want to do as a freebie is another pack of space environment HDR pack. So this is just starting. More things are to come. So thank you for being there, and have a nice day, week, holidays, anything, and please enjoy doing what you love, and we'll see you in the next freebie or video or tutorial. Goodbye, guys.